Sup? Welcome everybody. Corn, Savior, Jedi Buds. How's it going? How's everybody doing? We have one package tonight and a little sorting project. So let's open this up and take a look. I am anticipating this to be a shorter stream today, but we'll see. Ooh. Lamp, welcome. Classic Base, welcome. All right, first things first. Let's read the news. Basensen Steigen zum Jahresauftakt. End of an era, Chris. I need someone to buy my Falcon. Ooh. Good luck reading that. All right. So we got our darling from Oblo, along with a bar kit. Trying to make room for another board, I'm guessing. What are we looking for? Looking for this. There it is. 1350 with a toper build plus ED. Ooh, the EDS calves. Okay, that's pretty legit. And I'm guessing you also just trying to downsize. I see. I'm guessing you also are including the Topiary 7U bar. Very rare bar. Yes, of course. Proto's coming soon. Ooh. Trying to look for this trash can here. There we go. Very rare. About a mutilated 101 on 101 Yuan Bai. Very rare. Very rare. Okie doke. So there's that. Let us. Oh, a darling that wasn't 500. Oh, and a darling with Latin alphas. And also with text mods. Chris, you know about it? No, tell me more. Lamp, I'm not aware of this. Usually I find out most of my news from my chat. So when I posted ages ago. Well, HHKB type 0. Exciting. That makes sense why you're offloading. Monies. Alright, let's check this out. Oh, where is... Ooh. Ooh, that looks real good. That lip looks real good. I like that. I like that. Side profile is pretty cool too. LED diffuser inspired by... Oh, okay, like right there. Right on. What is this gonna be right here? Wait, so this right here is the diffuser? Like in between? Or is the diffuser like under here? Okay, so it's this one's the diffuser. Okay, okay. For a second, I thought that was like some, I don't know, some kind of polished or coated material. Underglow, baby. I like. I'm gonna need the news in my chat for when it becomes more ready. So a lamp or anyone, let me know. Yes, please. I'd like to know. All right. I think that's everything on this one. We'll come back if it isn't. Working on a Navy compatible plate for it too, so we could have dock. Interesting. It just seems like those navies are really hard to retrofit into anything, but I guess any new board, like that's where the luck comes in. How's Wasa? Best concert of my life so far. That's awesome. Are you back in the Bay Area? He's still down there. All right. Okay, I think we'll go with this. The bars I will keep in here in case I don't need them. I was even using the navies and the Falcon, but yeah. I got back on Tuesday night. Nice. All right, so we'll bag this up. They should work with plate mount stabilizers. Grab another bag. Only build I can make navies work with is a GK61. Damn. I can use super. I don't like super. Super is, in my opinion, super is too long a word to fit on a 1-unit cap. I use arrows, which I've been told is a boomer thing to do. I guess it's like I mean I learned it from the 1.5. Oh, I use alts. I put alt on, right? All right. Something like MX HHK units 1.5 unit series. Yeah, I don't know what that is. All right, so let's do this. Let's figure out what this QR code is. It's the QR code is just this number. All right. Incredible discovery. Let me guess also, the QR code here is for this number. That's why I even bother. Okay. So that's our only package, and that's the sorting that I wanted to do for it. So we can just toss this over here off to the side. I don't know that I don't think we're going to use this tonight, so I'll also put this in the keycap storage here behind me. Okay, so before we get started on the Cloud9 MX build, we have to do part 2 of build number 3 from last stream, which is to assemble the HB60 build. But I guess before we do that, maybe we ought to just run a little type test on this. Okay. One second. Alrighty, so I believe these are cherry browns. Well, let's see. Let's see what I put in this. This is the previous build. We built this. Wow. We built this in November. What? It feels more recent than that, but we built this in November. It has cherry brown hyperglides. I lost the springs, but I recovered some springs from some cherry blues. Presumably they're similar. They feel similar. I don't know. This is an alu plate, and we've got GMK Finer Things alphas and Peach Blossom mods. So we'll run a little type test for this, just so that we know or have a baseline for what this, light tactile aluminum plate build sounds like. So here we go. Let's wait for that vehicle. All right. Okay, so that's that build. We have this one behind us here that we put together on Tuesday, and we'll just go ahead and install this one. So I have to open this up. The funny thing about this one is there's like different screws at 3 levels here, which I think that's like the one weird thing about this board. It's like the middle ones are Torx for some reason. There's a part of me that wonders, should I just not put these middle screws in? Does it do anything for us? Maybe it does because it's like a sandwich design. I don't know. leave those there just so I know that those are the different ones. And then I think the top ones are all going to be longer. Who is that? Kev! Sue! Kev, thank you for the 15 months. That's crazy. 15, huh? A Sue dude. That's the TTS accent. Alright. So just get rid of that. There's no daughter board. This is just a corner connector PCB. So we punch this in. There are some tabs it's supposed to sit on. And hopefully they just kind of flatten out when we all get it together. Put this one away. Hey! Whoa! A minute dude. Hey, yo, Spring Roll! Welcome back. Thank you for the 18 months. That was crazy. Hope you've been well. Oh, shit. Okay. I forgot something. As I've just realized here, there's a couple O-rings that fell out. I forgot that it had this, and that's kind of why things were weirdly misaligned. Alright, let's sort this all out. A bunch of them went missing, because of course they would. A very large number of them went missing. How many have fallen off? I forgot it was a thing. I'm not gonna lie. A bunch of them have stayed stuck to this plate, I guess. Alright, so seemingly I've lost... Whoa, there's a bunch of jumps on this PCB. I don't remember why. Why is this one so... like that? Okay, I may have lost one of them. Very good. Okay, I don't know where the last one is, but maybe, what if that's okay? As a coping mechanism, what if we say it's okay because this essentially functions like a spacebar gasket, and why put one in the spacebar position? Right, Savior? Alright, well, I guess if it turns up. Probably something I shouldn't forget next time. I guess it's been a while since I've built this, but it was November. It's not positioned correctly. I don't actually think it is. All right. Do you know any good in-stock TKLs, or do you not use any? I do. That's two different questions. I do not use any. This is true. Are there any good ones in stock? I don't know. I might assume that the Novel Keys one is probably alright, but I wouldn't really know. What do you guys think? Shit. What's going on with this build? This is just supposed to be an easy screw-in assembly. We've made it massively difficult. You could get a key call, speaking of which. Chris, are you gonna... Oh, yeah. So I do have news and notes, which I did want to discuss. Which includes the key call 160. I gotta say, man, those color options, as initially indicated, did end up being kind of underwhelming. So I don't know. I don't know yet. Here's my thing: is that like I get like it's kind of like the good basic options for all of them. You know, you got silver, you got black, you got white. Then they threw in a curveball with the navy, real curveball. And then like the mid piece is like the accent, which really only gets exposed via that like side profile strip. Okay, here's my thing. I wanted to go with all alu. But the problem is that like I would rather have a key cult that has like a colored top and bottom, and then like an alu like Silverano mid piece. That's what I would have rather had. But it's like you kind of only get the opposite. And so when I was like thinking, oh, there might be some interesting colors, it ended up just being like just that mid piece. Broken Youth, welcome back. Definitely not Claw. Welcome. Yeah, disappointing. I wish the mid piece. Yeah, and then like, yeah, I don't know. Like I was trying real hard, but check this out. Okay, I'll show you guys something interesting that I was able to kind of come up with. Broken Youth, you're far too kind. Thank you for the kind words. All right, as mentioned, I lost one of the O-rings. So, luckily, it's the O-ring is like, this is like a sandwich mount board. The O-ring that I lost is for the spacebar. Or, I only lost one of them, and there's one in the spacebar position, so maybe it's okay that that's just omitted. Caught my attention since some long ago with your keyboards. Thank you, thank you. All right. So there's this. What do you guys think of that teal mix? I might need to screw it in more. Oh, did I? Panels look great, right? Alright, let's see if I can kind of condense this a little bit more. Alright, let's do a type test. This is... Shit, what did I build this with again? I built this with JWK Mauves, TXUXL 67 gram springs and a palm plate sandwich mount with a little O-ring pieces on each of the case screws. Okay, let's do this. We'll do a 6-second test and then we'll look over the configurator together. What do you guys think? It's a little weird. It's a little weird to type on it. I think it might be suffering from that thing where you use a soft plate and then some like pretty heavy springs, and then it just ends up feeling like heavier. Just because you're not, I don't know, the whole thing is moving down with you. I don't know if that's like really a thing. It feels like that's what's happening because these UXL 67 gram switches just feels heavier. Like the blue with the panels. I think it's really nice. I like how it kind of matches, especially it kind of looks like it connects here. What is with the arrows? Oh, I like using arrows instead of super keys. Just a personal thing, really. Okay. So, here's the configurator. Just want to look at this with you guys. I wrote this in my notes. The interesting colors are basically in the mid piece. So like I wanted like some situation, I don't know, like kind of like the Key Cult Zero, where I could have it be pretty classy or just interesting. But this one is just a little funny because if I wanted the mid piece to have a color, you know, you kind of got that situation going on. Then you throw on a top here. Let's narrow this so you guys can actually see it. So yeah, this is the idea that I kind of came up with, right? And I think it's on here. But obviously this big giant red piece is going to be gone once you actually put an assembly in there with some keycaps. And so I think, like, not this one. This one right here. Like, I think this is kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know that I like the other colors, like other mid-piece colors necessarily better than this. Just throwing in, what is this, a purple. So yeah, they got that. There's like you say, make a brass mid piece. Yeah, it's on there. So there's other options, but the thing is that, like, for me, the whole point was I wanted a key cult that was an HHKB that also happened to be light because they actually are offering aluminum as an option this time. And is also, you know, pretty affordable. As soon as you start going up to brass, I mean, it does look, I think, a little bit better. But I don't know. it's still kind of whatever. Copper, you could own a copper piece in there. Now the stainless steel one's actually kind of interesting. They have a picture of it here. That is kind of interesting, but it's just by far the most expensive, and I'm gonna guess also probably the heaviest. I don't know, but I'm also probably thinking it's probably because of the polishing. I would have wished that they put in like a sandblasted option here. I don't know if that would have necessarily been, you know, different in pricing, but I think it's also, it could have been an option, I think. But okay, I did come up with something kind of interesting though. And Ricky, this should be funny. No Windows license? Still not yet. You know where I could find palm switches? There's a number of different options. I mean, novel keys, if you can find the novel keys creams in your local region, those are like full palm. Koala welcome. Okay, check this out, Ricky. So if I change the top to navy and the mid piece to red, then this kind of looks like the axe that I sold you. Or at least just has some, a little reminiscent of the axe that I sold you. In my silly eyes. What do you think? Oh, if you wanted the axe, you should have just kept it. No. I was okay with moving on with it. But I'm just saying that, like, this is like the most interesting thing that I could come up with given the key cult options, and then the most interesting thing just reminds me of a board that I got rid of. I don't know. I personally just really wished that they had more different colors for the top and bottom, and that they had a mid piece, an aluminum mid piece that was just silver. I would have just wanted, like, I would have just rather had that. So I'm kind of curious if, like, should I just get it and then get it refinished, or do you guys think that they'll run a 160 in the distant future? Do you think that maybe there's some chance that, like, you know, because it's becoming so available that, like, I could just pick up one aftermarket? Would any potential unit that I would get aftermarket be an actual color combination that I would like, or would I be getting it just to refinish? So there's all these things that I got to think of, because, like, at the end of the day, I mean, I could just get, like, the cheapest option that might not be the best to my taste. You know, like, this might not be everything that I'm really looking for out of a, you know, something like a key cult. Or I could get the most expensive option and just, like, not really enjoy it quite as much because it's going to be so heavy and expensive. Aftermarket, a gamble plus key cult chills will upcharge the hell out of you. See, you know, like, I know, I get what you're saying, but I feel like what Novel Keys is doing for key cult, I feel like, isn't that supposed to get rid of the upcharging? I don't know. Like, cause I don't feel like there was any opportunity to do something like this before with key cult. And so it's like, I feel like the market is going to change. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me being optimistic about not having to buy this. Whatever the case, it looks like it ends in April, you know, early mid-April, so I still have enough time till then to think about it. I already bought 2 keyboards the other day, and also I just spent a bunch of money on contacts for the next year. So yeah, I probably should just hold this off to April. Would you get the stainless steel option? I think that this looks the best. I think this is the best looking option. But I don't like the idea that it's both heavier than I would like and also way more expensive. So that's kind of my issue with all this. Also, I kind of wished it wasn't mirror polished, as much as I have loved mirror polish when I didn't have any. I don't know. I think these clear coat options look pretty good too on the copper and the brass. It's pretty interesting that they've charted this, because basically this whole column here is black with all the mid-piece options. This column right here is the white with all the mid-piece options, blue with all the mid-piece options, and silver. I wasn't around for the original key cult runs, but were they stainless steel? I don't actually even know. I wonder if you could just get an HHKB top, find an older 160 in a color you like, and then refinish the top to match. I doubt there's anyone who would want to move like a original 160, and even then, I think refinishing to match is like kind of impossible. Like, I would rather just, you know, like I would rather just get a new one and then just refinish both pieces. That's true. So yeah, Jedi, I'm not sure. I just kind of assumed everything was brass because everything was brass at the time. But I don't actually really know. Speaking of brass, maybe we should get a brass plate. My one TKL is silver brass. Yeah, I don't know. I still got to think about it. In my head, I'm probably just going to go with silver. If I do get in on it, I'm probably just going to go with silver. And then either red, anno, aluminum, or brass, or stainless steel. Probably that would be the order I would go in, but I'm just not sure. I was thinking of getting copper for this one. What color do you think looks best? Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't hate the brass. I think that the silver with brass actually looks pretty classy because it kind of feels like it would be like an actual older key cult option. That's what I think. But I also think stainless steel is going to look real good as well. Especially that bottom piece. Like when you actually look at it from the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, it's just funny. It's a little underwhelming because there isn't something where I'm just like totally like wowed by like, oh man, this is like, oh, this looks so good. Like, there's nothing that makes me like really feel that. But I still think that the options there like can be good. And I just have to think about it a little bit more. I gotta think about it a little bit more, and luckily I have till the 11th. So. Okay. I guess we could go and get started. We have the cloudnine build here. What I think I would really hate, what I really hate is if, I'm going to put this away, this Type B. I'd really hate if they actually do a second 160 run and then the colors are way cooler. I would hate that. Well, I mean, like, if they could guarantee that they were doing okay, like if I bought in on this and then like a second run is just cooler colors. But if I do wait and they do run one that's more interesting, then it's like, ooh, that'd be spicy, you know. All right, here's our Cloud9. It's a case in a box. As we remember, this is the original plate. What was wrong with this one again? I forget. Was this? I think this one was the one that had no tapping. So I had to get that redone so that there was some tapping in it. Let's see. We got what we need here. We got the plate, PCB. Why do I have 2 plates? Did I order an extra plate? I feel like we discussed this before, probably. Let me look at my info here. Cloud9. Okay, I added a plate, and I think it already came with a plate. And I think that's why I have 2 plates. So I probably have a second plate to sell. Plate merchant. That is bad. Alright, maybe we could just bring this out right now and do a little type test for it. This is the EC build that we had. And the big thing about this, super heavy and has this really cool machining design. Super heavy is, I don't like it, but that is a cool design. Alright, little type test, yeah? Okay. Cannot donate. Oh, you can't? Oh shit, that's what you guys were trying to tell me? Okay, hold up. Let me see. Sorry about this. I didn't know it expired already. Oh shit. I didn't know it expired. I feel like I just extended it. All right. Well, it's reactive. Re-enabled. So feel free to get your points in. Okay. Let's see. Cloud9. So what's in this? These are the dandelion blanks. We got basically all parts from a 91 UDK that I bought in April of last year, end of April of last year. So sliders, housings, springs, and domes, all from a 91 UDK. So there we go. So there it is. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could leave that plugged in. I already have a second board out here. Yeah, I need to put my other plate up for sale. I guess that's another thing I ought to do. Let me write that in my notes. Put up Cloud9 MX aluminum plate for sale. All right. So I take it that this should just be testable with a regular daughter board, so we can go and do that. Use via. The tap steel plate for sale or MX? Oh, MX aluminum plate. But Mint Fresh Mike, welcome back. So the tap steel plate, I'm actually it's already been claimed. The extra one that I had. Is there a JSON file for this that I need? Is that what's going on? Let me see. MX JSON, there we go. Download. Load. Where did it download to? Did I even download it? Oops. There we go. MX. Connect. Configure. There we go. Okie doke. So split back. HH. Oh yeah, this is that is how we want that, and that looks good. Backspace, left control, left win, left alt, right alt, right win. Insert, caps lock, up, media, skip that one. You getting Seneca? Yuzzy, welcome. I'm probably passing. I actually don't know how much it even costs. I'm gonna guess it's like no less than $1 billion. And also it's a TKL. Like I just I don't have a great interest in getting one personally. I think it looks really cool, or like the idea of it is really cool. The new Switches is a 4000. Yeah, I'm probably passing on that one. Home, page up, left, right. I'll admit, well, I mean, I've talked about this before, but one of the things that does disturb me about Norbauer's designs is just like the really thick bezels. I don't know. That's just it. Like, if he cleaned up like for example, like the side bezels, a lot of his boards, in my opinion, would be a totally different story to me. Stainless steel key code sounds good. Good now. I don't know. Is that unfair? By all means though, like it's the way it was designed, the way it's presented, all like definitely is like a situation of, you know, it being like a very very premium item, and I can definitely respect that. Like I I feel like that price tag is way 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 more justified on that board than, like, in my opinion, than any, you know, Jane or whatever Jane. uh any TGR board, any old Korean custom. Like I think it's most justified on that. I don't know that necessarily that it's going to be like is it going to get more expensive than that? I don't know, but like I don't know that I pictured that it would, the way that like all these like other Korean customs and stuff do. But with that said, I do think it makes more sense to be that you know, that price tag than most other boards being that price tag. The 2020 market, 2020 aftermarket prices, but 2025 retail instead. But it makes, like, in my opinion, it makes sense, right? Because it's like it's an entirely brand new Switch. It's an entirely newly developed type of stabilizer, and the actual design of it is really cool. But that one visual aspect of it, like, does turn me off. Just the thick side bezels. Again, I think I understand why, like for multiple reasons, why the side bezels are like that, but I just personally don't like how it looks. Okay. Anyways, we're good here. I suppose I'll leave this. Has to recoup R&D cost of the stabilizer. Yeah, I mean that's absolutely a part of it. Yeah, 100%. And otherwise, just, you know, like the depiction of premium too. Do you want to know? Yeah, yeah. I have two heavy grills. Uh, One of them is a Veracity, which I actually have to my side here. I don't know. Like, I've been meaning to like just do this one little task on this Veracity for like the last several months and keep trying to find like some stream that I could shove it into to do it. And I was thinking that that would be tonight, but I also don't know because we are going very slow right now. We're going extremely slow. I take it, given the mounting here, probably screw-ins are probably okay. So we're gonna do some screw-ins. Friday bonus stream. Also, actually, just a quick update. So, for the last several weeks, I've been doing what? This one has no. This one has no wire pillows. Oh shit! Also, this shit is falling apart. Good God! Oh, this is horrible. Okay, so this is the one that was already used. This one's unused, but it's already fallen apart. Let me reassemble this. But also disappointing here. No wire pillows on this. Let's just. Will this just fit if I do this? Big sloppy mess. Okay. I am happy that I got in on the couple of heavy grail buys that I did get into, I think. I'm glad I didn't actually go for something more bespoke, because I feel like that would have probably sent me down like a really insane rabbit hole. I have a heavy grail I need to sell. What finish is it? Out of curious, I'm not interested in buying it, but I'm just curious what you got on it. Periwinkle? Oh, that's cool. Well, might I suggest a Play-Doh plate? I do think that it made it better. It made it a lot better, in my opinion. The Play-Doh plate. Uh, 60 wire, right? Yeah. I should get rid of my heavy nines too. I just want to be absolutely certain this is 60 because I don't want to fuck up right now. It is. Okay. Looking for my news and notes here. There we go. Alright, so we're about an hour in and we're just barely getting started on this build. I don't know if we're going to have time for that veracity thing. Maybe. Maybe, but probably not. Okay, news and notes. Just as an update, I've been doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday for the last, I don't know how long. Feels like it's been a couple months now. Let's try to see. I lie. It's been about a month of me doing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. Before that, it was pretty, I don't know, it's kind of all over the place. Sometimes twice a week. Sometimes, I think there was one week I did like 5 in a row. Anyways, next week I'm probably going to do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Instead of Tuesday, I'm going to do Wednesday. Then after that, I'm probably going to drop back down to 2 a week. My guess is Monday, Thursday again. Yeah, man, I just need a little more time. need a little more time. Like I need a little bit more time to get myself to the gym. Get myself to the gym. Exercise a little. Takes more time. I also need to work on switches. I need to work on just trying to catch up on film digitizing. And it's just a little harder to do that with only just the Wednesday in the middle. I think it also ends up spreading out my work better because I've been looking at how I might want to schedule all of my remaining build streams over the next month-ish. And then the work ends up just looking like it makes a lot more sense. Also, it spreads out my keyboard usage better because then I could like have a couple days with each board. Also, I did drive the Vero for a little bit, and for as much as I thought that there were some issues with it, I don't know that those issues are actually even there anymore. I think the Prevail 63.5s, I think they seem fine. They actually seem fine after just like getting acclimated. And then on top of that, the R issue is just not really even there anymore. So I don't think that's going to actually get a rebuild. But if it does, I would just tack it on the very end of my entire queue. Okay, something just occurred to me. I might have missed a bunch of packages. Let me see if these actually came in today. No. Okay. I think we're good. I think I'm supposed to get some packages in tomorrow, so. All right. I actually am going to be receiving some commission builds to do, so next week might be kind of full of them. Also, Randy, again, if you'd like for me to build your SR1, I can do that. Wow, rare. Yeah, I know. Very, very rare. Klexus, welcome. Klexus, you missed some important news and notes. I'll quickly recap. Next week I'm gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday instead of the usual Monday, Tuesday, Thursday I've been doing for like the last month. And then after that, I'm probably gonna drop back down to just Monday, Thursday again. Another important one, we looked over the Keycult 160 configurator. I don't know what to do. I think that I wish they had more colors. Dynacap page is up on OmniType site. I don't even know what that is. I'll take a look. I've never heard of this before. It is not. I don't think anyone has said the word Dynacap in my stream chat. So to me, it has not yet existed. What is Dynacap? I just went and I don't see anything. Like the capacitors, I don't know what Dynacap is. Bitter Seeds, welcome. Broken Youth, thanks so much for being here again. Have a happy lurk. I've actually been here for a bit, but I want to finish this docuseries I was watching. Oh. What docuseries, out of curiosity, if you care to share? Alright, let's check this out. What is Dynacap? First Peoples. Oh, whoa. What is this? Oh, that is interesting. Dynacap changes everything. Make electrocapacitive keyboards more accessible, less confusing, and better than ever. Oh, it's Clever. Oh, I don't know. Clever was doing this OmniType collab. Right on. History and Archaeology series? I see. That's cool. Should we sign up for it? Is what the plate tooling's for? I wonder too. Well, I'm also gonna guess that they're gonna be OmniType's gonna be the vendor for any Clever parts that people that I guess everyone's been talking about, or do you think that that's the case? That's kind of what it sounds like. And then it's just like, oh, by the way, OmniType also has the plate tooling, so they'll probably just add more to their inventory. I don't know. That's like my guess, but I don't really know. I believe you said Omni's okay. Excuse me. All right. What else we got here? I worked on some switches last night, and a little bit today too. I did three different sets and 3 different things required from each set, because I've had a bunch of already tuned linear switches that I've been desoldering out of some of these builds lately. So one of them was just a simple spring swap, which is what I've been saying I needed to do. One of them is a stem swap, because the stem material is P3. You could kind of feel it being too small. Yo, come on, get in there. What the hell? Shit. I missed. What the hell's going on? Finally, one of them is, I did like a whole little swap situation. I had these cherry silvers that I've just been unsure about whether I was ever going to use them as silvers or not, and then I just made the decision today, no, I'm not going to do it. So I just took those housings, lubed them up, and then I transferred the oolong stems into them, and also some slow fives that were already in the oolongs. They actually feel kind of nice. So I got oolong stems and cherry housings. And then I'm probably just going to throw in stems into the oolong housings from this point. So that's like the next thing. I like cherry housing with cream stem a lot. Was there? I remember vaguely recalling there was like some issue at some point when like a cream revision came out. Was that ever a thing? Yo, why get in? There we go. There we go. God, why was that so hard? More travel than BCP? Ah. Is that not what a BCP was when people were talking about Franken switches, or am I misremembering? Ordered a dead blow mallet. What is that? A mallet? The new cream stems are fat instead of tapered. The poles. Oh. Interesting. BCP just used JWK polyamide bottoms. They were. Oh, you're talking about BCP as switch. I know that people were using BCP as a name for a Franken switch. That was the thing you said. And then I guess BCP became a name of an actual switch that people started submitting to manufacturers. Basically, just a mallet that doesn't bounce back as much due to weights in the head, usually nylon ends. What is this for? It's just a mallet. You just wanted a mallet because mallets are fun. JWK bottom cherry top. Oh, I see. Joining wood. Okay, got it. I did not remember that about that Franken switch. Yo, is this like different because it's a 6U? It is so hard. There we go. can't click it in. What the fuck? This is fucking ruined. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. I flipped it. One of these is like, the hook is kind of messed up. Ultra tight. Knights ain't gonna cast some lead hammers. Ooh. I get this feeling this might need to be plugged. We'll find out. Luckily, we have that new BDZ syringe. Are the Franken BCP worth trying? If you like a loud long pole switch with a 3.1mm travel, then yeah, it's a solid switch, but it's expensive if you don't already have the parts. Yeah. Yeah, these JWK, so I think the oolongs are JWK, right? And it's just like, holy smokes. It's such an absurdly long pole, and then I guess that well is so much shorter. So I just didn't like the feel at all of that like mega short travel. Maybe I'll put in a little poll here for which linear switch. Let me just recall what I have. What else do we have? Okay, poll is up. Let me know what switches you'd like to see. I like the Gateron Summertimes and B-Sun BCPs as pre-built alternatives. So yeah, sorry, some of these I can't really fit the full names very well, but yeah, Mechanisk Ultramarine housings with the Palm linear stem, the pink stem. We got the Cherry housing with the Oolong stem, some Zakus, and then the Cherry Red pre-tool that we were looking at the other day. Those are my available switches. 3 of them came within the last like 24 hours in terms of their availability. So I'm installing those little wire pillows here. And that should be it. Okay, shit. Before we continue, is this 1.6? This looks thicker. Doesn't seem to move around. I think we're good. Been on the cherry red train, but I've seen BCB come up here and there. Maybe not for me. The approach of it is an interesting. Like I see the appeal of it. I like it personally, but yeah, maybe not for everybody. What I do know is that those oolongs are just too long. Alright, I may have instead wanted to make the pull shorter or run the pull earlier. That's my bad. Hey, we lost 2 followers. You know what's funny is follower celebrations, they're kind of like... They kind of feel like nonsense, because sometimes you just lose followers. It's like, I hit 1,900 followers a little while back. Then I got up to like, you guys can't see this exact number, but I can see it. Like, I got up to 1903 at some point. I'm now down to 1901, which means like I'm still hitting the threshold. But how embarrassing would that be, you know? How embarrassing would that be? I throw like a big old celebration for like some milestone, and then by the time you actually like finished planning and actually run the celebration, it's like, oh shit, enough people unfollowed you to not actually be there. Goofy. How much time do I have? There's a little less than a minute. What are those 2 followers? Yeah, well, there's that too. Or they could have gotten banned because they were bots. It's any number of these things, right? But yeah, it's just like funny because it's like, that means your celebration is probably premature. You need to like normalize. Or like, just like theoretically, what if you're holding a 1 million follower celebration? You hit 1 million followers, you celebrate, or like you celebrate on stream, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna plan a big event. Then in between that time, from when you hit it to when you actually run the planned event, it's like all 1 million of them unfollowed. All right, we tied on 3 of the 4 options. I'm just gonna choose the cherry oolong ones just because that one hit 2 first. Makes sense to me. Bots are people too. The celebration event is a mass unfollowing. Alright, so these are cherry silver housings with the oolong stems. I think the spring is slow 5. So rigged. Rigged Paul. He's gonna latest uploads of tofu types. The which uploads? Are you talking about like his... I saw one of his most recent videos of his new setup, but then also he had an Instagram post of the Seneca. I don't know if you're referring to either of those or if you are referring to something else. Tofu got a Seneca? Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I mean, like, the pictures look great. It seems like a cool keyboard, but it's crazy expensive in a form factor that I personally don't use. And also, I'm not sure I have ever liked the thick side bezels of Norbauer's keyboard designs. So there's like a lot against me ever getting one. If you made a Seneca and HHKV layout, then it's like, oh shit. That one I might have to think, even if it does have the side bezels. I bought into the R2 of the Oolongs roughly 19 months ago. Pretty sure they aren't ever going to land. Ugh. Damn. Not bot iMecha. Operation Mecha, welcome back. But yeah, I did see his photos. They were very nice photos. Oh, here's something. Okay, just a funny little thing. How do I put this? This may have been very obvious to you guys. But let me give some context. So I was working on these stem swapping the Mechanisk Ultramarines, right? Okay. How do I put this? You often hear when tuning switches to like not lube the stem well. And not gonna lie, for a long time I thought that was like kind of baloney, because like I would lube the pole of the stem, and then I would just run switches and they'd sound fine, right? But the thing is that like when I do that, like I'm using such a layer, like a thin layer of lube there and basically all throughout my switches, that like, yeah, that's not going to matter. What I think is an issue is, I guess, people using way more lube than I do, and it kind of like flooding the well. And something happened that like it just triggered a bunch of memories, which is that I got these Mechanisk Ultramarines a while back, and I noticed a bunch of issues with them. You know, over time, especially considering there's, you know, that P3 stem shrinking issue. But another issue that kind of came up was, I think that this was also a period where I just kind of said, fuck it. And like, you know how I put like grease, I actually put 205 grade 0 into my, which one does this go into? I put 205 grade 0 into, like on my springs. But the thing is, like, I think for these Ultramarines, I was putting so much that like it would curve into the inside of the spring, and like there was a thick enough layer that when you actually press down, the pole would accept these thicker globs of lube, and then that would just make the switch sound shitty. But the thing is that like I never really realized that until recently, that like I have some switches potentially in some of my boards that sound like that. And I noticed it today, and I was just like, oh shit, I gotta clean all these out. So I'm using like a bajillion of these, you know, these little applicators to try to remove it, like from the wells. But like I don't think that it's the case that like, I mean, you could have like the thinnest possible layer and it's probably fine. But I guess like a funny side effect of it was that at the time I noticed that the switches sounded weird, but I didn't know that that was actually going to be the reason. Let's take a quick check here. And I think back then I incorrectly attributed it to like the film clipping, like a film clipping sound. So I took out all of the films that I had put in there, and then still kind of noticed the same issue, and then I just kind of gave up on it for a very long while, and then only just noticed now that like, yeah, the films were never the issue. I still didn't put new films back in. I probably should have, but figuring out that whole thing was today was just like a really weird process. Okay, so a couple quick things. What key set should we use on this? Because if it's gonna be a beige, I need to do it off center. So there's that. This is a silver, or it's like a raw. Is it raw? Yeah. Was that what it was? Yeah, it was like raw, like clear coated raw aluminum. So even before we get to soldering, let me just take a look at what keycaps could potentially look good on this before we decide what to run. I have DCSYs. Well, I don't know why I'm looking here. Maybe I should just look at my my key sets tab. Got dual shot, 1 DCS red alert. Obviously DCS SMRT, which is right here in front of me. I'm like looking at these thinking which of these could look good on this raw coated stuff. I have CRP. Maybe I'll run the poll right now for keycaps. Ooh. Who is that? Throbbing Python of Love. Thank you for the follow. Damn. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what options to even write in here. I guess these are the ones I'm happiest with. Okay. Let's go with a nice little 10-minute poll. It'll be a while before we actually get to this. So maybe I'll remove this switch, and then we'll solder in the rest of it. And then by the time you guys let me know, that's when we'll solder it. Okay, poll is up. Get your votes in. I have a bunch of different CRPs, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're all beige, so does it really matter that much? For the time check, it is 11:30 p.m. California time. So yeah, I feel like we're gonna just finish up this build, and then that'll probably just be it. that use lab alert on? Class 60. Ah. Alright. Okay. I think I figured out what was wrong with this. You can't plug this in too much. If you plug it in too deep, I think that's where it kind of goes crazy. So let me see. Let's if I pull this down, will this still be usable? Seems like it. Okay. Looks like DCS Red Alert is got a fantastic lead. Alright, what else we got here in our news and notes? Oh, check this out. Well, I'll show this after the soldering. There's something I discovered. Very stupid discovery. It has to do with the toothpicks that I have. I was using toothpick. I bought a bunch of toothpicks so that I could properly shim some of my clip-in stabilizers. This is like a long while back because sometimes the included TX AP or whatever TX stabilizer shims might not work for whatever reason. It's a funny thing I noticed about these toothpicks. I'll show you. It's just I don't want to show right now with all this solder. I'm playing a lot of Pokemon. Oh, so I've been playing Scarlet and Violet. I've been talking about this a lot, but the funny thing, and I may have mentioned this recently too, is that like I played Arceus back in 2022, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and at the time I thought it was like the greatest Pokemon game I'd ever played, hands down. But the funny thing is I never finished it, and I was very, very, very close to finishing it, but I just never did. So I cracked it out open, you know, not having played for like 2 years, and I just tried finishing it, but I realized like, holy shit, this is really hard for a number of reasons. This is really hard because I haven't played in 2 years. Also, this is really hard because it's actually just it's like, it's a more involved game than Scarlet and Violet. And then, like, essentially the final boss battle, which I don't know. It's kind of a spoiler, but not really, because it's in the name of the game. Anyways, that final boss battle was actually not trivial. Like, that was something. They really amped the difficulty up on that one. Anyways, so I completed the decks, and then I also rounded out like the rest of the tasks I needed to get to a 10-star trainer or whatever, 10-star researcher. And yeah, I actually finally finished Arceus after 2 years. I guess now Is that almost like 2.5 years now? Crazy. Continued doing some EV training. Oh, I never actually checked for all the... I think I did. I think we were good. I did check. Been continuing along with some EV training. Still a lot to do, but again, it's so significantly easier than it ever was. Which is nice. I was shown... Oh, okay, a quick separate other Pokemon related thing. A friend of mine showed me the official Pokemon store in Korea is actually releasing a Ditto keycap. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's like official Pokemon. You guys seen this? I was pretty surprised. Alright, we got Red Alert. Again, heavy in the lead. Alright. Let's do some alignments here. Whatever the case, I think I'm going to be needing to center stem this. I don't think DCS came with an off-center bar. Checking real quick. Let me check alignment from the top. It looks pretty solid. Alright, looks like Red Alert's about to win here. Let me also just be 100% sure about Red Alert. That I have 6U bar for it. Because I think, at least for the Class 60, that was a 7U bar. Lakers won last night, lost tonight. A bunch of their guys out tonight for rest. What, Bronny finished? I think Bronny finished with 17. That was pretty crazy. That sleep was bad. I slept really late last night. And I had to get up for a 7:30 a.m. meeting. Alright, ridiculous thing that happened here today. So yesterday I called into my eye doctor's office just to order some of those contacts, right? Said, oh yeah, we have them. We have them here. So you could just come by and pick them up. And, this is yesterday. I go in to pick it up today. I made a whole event out of it. Or, you know, it's not super crazy close to me, so I had to, you know, go out a little bit. I get in there, and they're like, oh, should we just ship it to you? And in my head, I'm like, I thought I was here to pick them up. Anyways, what I guess they were referring to was, like, they had enough to hold me over until the actual shipment of contacts. I'm just like, well, I didn't need them. Like, I have enough sitting here. I didn't need whatever, you know? Anyways, I'm out of bajillion dollars because contacts are expensive, but apparently I'm getting a pretty fat refund for them, or a rebate, whatever. I'm still gonna wait for that. We'll look up. I will look at the key set shortly, just to be sure of our options. I took an Uber there, and I got in the car, and first thing they do was take a turn I was not anticipating, and then I realized I routed to the wrong location. So I don't know, is that weird? Like, they have options in the app to like change the destination, but that's still kind of awkward, right? Because I feel like that's like, yeah, I could do it in the app, but I should also just like talk to the driver and tell him. So I did, but then I was like, it's a weird scenario to be in and a weird conversation to have. I found out there's a way to check your Uber ratings, like your historical Uber ratings, like individual star ratings. And yeah, it turns out I do have some 1 stars. I've done that before, where I wanted at a quick stop. I asked if it was cool, and they said it was fine. I see. I feel like a clown sitting in the back seat. There's one thing I remember where I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I got a 1 star because, I don't know, I was just arguing with this driver. Because, how do I put this? I don't think I did anything wrong, but he started scolding at me. He started scolding me because he thought that I did something wrong. Let me see if I could try to show what had happened. All right, I'm trying to find a picture of the scenario I'm in. All right. I don't have the best picture, but take a look at this. Okay, so the car picked me up, right? And the car goes like to the curb, and it's like it's a city street. I live in San Francisco. It's a city street, right? So there's cars, going through in the other lanes, but it's able to get to the curb. I didn't know drivers gave ratings to passengers. Where can I find it? Let me see if I can pull it up. I can also show you my ratings as long as it doesn't like dox me too much from what's on the screen. Give me 1 second. So I think you go into account. So open up your Uber app, go to account, settings, privacy. Shit, is this it? It's on here somewhere. Oh, okay. Then it's like this first box. Let me see if I can show you guys. Damn, I can't. I gotta change like the exposure to be able to see it. There's this little box at the top that says, "Would you like to see a summary of how you use Uber?" And then you click on this thing that says, "See summary." And then you scroll down until you see ratings, and then there's a little like call to action that says "View my ratings." And so yeah, I could see that I've gotten 10 3 stars. So like I have, I don't know how many this is, like some like 500 ratings ish, and 424 5 stars, 14 4 stars, 10 3 stars, 4 2 stars, and 3 1 stars. Those are my ratings. So that's how you find it. It's you go to account settings, privacy, see summary, view ratings. I had no idea. I had 39 5 stars and 1 1 star. I wonder what happened. Okay, let me show you what happened to me. At least for one of those, what I presume was a 1 star. Car goes to pick me up at the side of a curb on a city street. And I'm with another person, and they get into the back seat here, and I decide to go around here. Like you could, like I've done it before where you both go into the same thing, but I just decided to go around to the other side. And I've done this before in many Ubers. I've done this before for non-Ubers when people have just picked me up, not being a rideshare. I've done this. I've done this on city streets. I've done it on this city street. Specifically this one because it was picking me up from where I live. So I open the door and I get in and the guy just starts yelling at me, "Don't do that. It's a busy street. You're going to get hit." And he's just scolding me. He's scolding me for like a minute straight. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy even? What is this guy on? And like, I'm just like, there's no way that this guy scolded me and didn't give me one of those 1 stars, I don't think I did anything wrong. That's why I was just like so pissed. I was pissed afterwards. I mean, I gave that guy a 1 star. Anyways. They scold everyone. I don't know. Like, I don't think I did anything wrong. I went around. I looked. There was no cars. Like, I'm not mindlessly doing something that is unsafe. Like, I know how to look with my eyes and be able to tell when something is safe. Anyways, so that's how I kind of figure at least one of my 3 1-star rides was, right? But anyways, what ended up happening was in today's ride, like I kind of figured out pretty quickly that like oh shit, I'm going to the wrong location. And so when I punched it in, like I told the guy, I punched it into my app, and then like it routed me to the correct location. But like this guy had to go in a giant circle, and it wasn't necessarily like a pretty clean ride. Like it was a pretty busy streets today. So I'm just like I was just like, it's a weird situation to be in. For that all to happen, I'm just like, do you think drivers give bad ratings when your rider does something like that? I don't know. So I can't find out who when I got left to 1-star rating. Yeah. I couldn't figure that part of it out. I just got back with this. No, I'm talking about Uber driver. Yeah. Jedi Buds. Oh yeah. Okay. Dude might have gotten sideswiped and someone did that before, so probably took it out on you. Yeah. I like that's kind of what I figure too. But I don't know. I just kind of I don't know. You guys tell me, but I feel like the 1-star I gave him probably hurts more than the 1-star he gives me. I don't know. It was a regular street, but it's like it was a city street that can be busy. But it wasn't that busy, and I looked. I know how to be safe, you know. Definitely, I didn't even know there was driver ratings. Oh, that's why like you have like a rating next to your own name, like when you just kind of like open up the sidebar or whatever. It's like you're, like I think mine's like 4.87 or something, just an average of all your rides. It's like you have a overall average rating that your drivers can see, I guess. But I just found out how to see like your ratings breakdown. They're held responsible for you just because you called for a ride share. Are they? I have no clue. I yeah, I actually I just don't really know. Well, the passengers get their own. Did you not? Did you guys not know this? I don't know. Maybe it's because I live in a place where a lot of people take Ubers, so it's just like I don't know. This is like a thing like pre-pandemic where like I'd have friends who would like kind of compare their Uber ratings. Like held responsible in that you could sue them. I don't know. Do I get better deals with a higher rating? So I think like logistically speaking, it's that like if you get a low enough rating, like I think Uber will just like ban you from calling rides. But I think it's like you'd have to get a pretty low rating. Like something that's like you got to be fucking up every single ride. I think. But other than that, I think it's more just like it's bragging rights to your friends and then more just like assurance for your driver that like, this is hopefully presumably going to be like not a terrible ride. Did you get dinked on your rating? Well, I'm sure of it because I have a couple of 1-stars apparently. Okay, I didn't put in the spacebar switch yet, so I'm going to do that after I figure out this red alert thing. Do you rate based on your tip? I don't know. I like that's what I always wonder. Like, because there's no way that can be like a good thing, right? Because there's plenty of times where like I just forget to open. Like you get to your destination and then like you're all just like scrambling and then You just kind of forget to open your Uber app back up, I feel like. Okay, so this is center stemmed, so we'll put this in the center. That's gonna be right there. Maybe I shouted someone. I wonder how I got a 1-star rating. I requested data from Uber, but it says it could take days. You know, like what I've, cause like think about your other ones. Like a 4, a 3, and a 2 all still will also pull you down, right? But like a driver could mark you as a 4 just because you closed the door a little too hard. Like that's also a ridiculous thing. Your driver could also mark you whatever rating when you decide to call an Uber for someone else using your phone. You know? So there's that too. Like you ever called an Uber for someone else? You know, you want to make sure your friend gets home safely or something. So I don't know. There's a lot. It's weird. I have nothing but 5s, and that's crazy. There's also the reality that like maybe someone gave you a non-5 by accident. They tapped the wrong button. You know, there's all this, you know. All right, we're gonna go test this out. Okay. Sweet. We got it. What time is it? It is midnight. So, I'm probably just going to assemble this and we'll call it a night. We're not doing that veracity thing. Held off for another day. We don't need to do that either. Where's the board? Cloud 10. Oh, is this the one? Okay, there's something. I feel like the machining on this, if I recall, if this is the one, the machining on this is like a little bit imperfect where the screw holes are, because there's this situation where it's just really hard to remove these bottom screws. Yeah. It's actually pretty hard to take all of these out, for that matter. Okay, well, I got the top off. Hey. That's the only thing that does matter at the end. Okay, so there's 8 total gaskets here. We're gonna put this off to the side. I think the key here is you plug it in first, and then you put on the little gaskets. Because the other way around, it's like, if you end up like tilting this, all the gaskets just kind of fall out because it's like not too tight where it hooks. Here's a thought. You know what I just realized? You know how I think this board's too heavy? What if I just remove these copper weights? Maybe we'll do that another time. Maybe tonight's not the night for that. It's probably gonna like affect the sound, I'm guessing. But like if it does, I don't want to have to do this again. And then on top of that, I got to figure out some kind of storage situation. Why does the weight bother you so much? It's just heavy. Like I don't like this idea cuz like I move my board a lot. Like I literally physically pick up and move my board a lot. Like I'll pick it up and then like I'll put something else here. Maybe like a plate of food, maybe my lube station because my lube station's so big. So I don't really like heavy boards knowing that like it's more weight and it's more weight to like drop and have to worry like that I'm going to damage it if I drop it. So that's why I don't like weight like very heavy keyboards anymore personally. Let me just test that this works. Is that fair? Okay. Maybe don't put feet on them. They're easy to slide around your desk. Yeah, but like sometimes I have to slide it up here where there's no desk mat. Like one way that I kind of combat it is just when I remember, I use a smaller desk mat. So then that way it's like it's kind of easier to like use that as sort of an extra protective layer. But I forget to do that a lot. I forget that I have these like tinier desk mats sometimes. More boards need designs with pickup ergonomics in mind. Yeah. Agree. And a part of that is the weight. Okay, so we're not using that 7U. We'll do these stepped alts. I see it as a good exercise to move my keyboards around, but some boards are indeed awkward to pick up and shift around the desk. Yeah. Ooh. I'm actually really liking the sound of this. I might like this more than the EC build. There's a part of me that's like, I didn't really want to use red alert for this, just because like I feel like I should save my red sets for any red boards. But then on the other hand, how many red boards do I even have, or how many red boards am I going to get? So it kind of doesn't matter. There's always just like, you know, don't think about it. Just approach that problem later. Like, you know, I'm part of me is thinking like I could get that key cult 0 with the red mid piece. I put Darling on anything at it. I mean, oh, I just got it. We actually looked through it earlier today. I'm not sure if you were there for that, but yeah, we just sorted it out. So I do have Darling, but I also, that's just another funny thing is that like I kind of feel like I want to save Darling for a pink keyboard. I missed 20 minutes. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was like the first 20 minutes, literally. Yeah, but I want to save Darling for a pink keyboard because I feel like that pink is gonna look real nice. What do you guys think of step shift? I put step shift on the class 60 as well. It's a little weird. It's like it's novel, but it's weird. I do like this a lot though. It's awkward. Okay. All right. If you think it's awkward, never seen that before. Like, yeah, I put it on the class 60, and again, it's like it's charming, but it's weird. Like here, I feel like okay, there's more when I press Alt with my thumb to like Alt Tab, for example. There's a better distribution of force pressing down, whereas like here, it's like now I'm just like pressing it like a 1U. It's more stabby. And DCS just has a general problem with stabbiness in that bottom row. All right, let me figure some stuff out here. Okay, let's do a poll. Or, sorry, prediction. Okay, prediction period's up. Same as usual. I don't think I have any key sets with those. I feel like it's a very like vintage board type thing, and I think they wanted to, you know, they wanted it for red alert just because it's like a vintage thing. Charming is a good term for it. It's much more, yeah, exactly, much more for a retro look. Yeah. Which other sets have it? The other red alert that was also run by Laminar. That's the only other one I know of, honestly. But I guess like you'd have to look at really old boards to like find. Oh shit! Sorry. Stepped Alt key. I just googled stepped Alt key and I don't even really see anything right off the bat. But I'm sure like you could probably find some, maybe like IBM boards or just like old Wise terminals. Oh, here's one. Yeah, here's a Model M AT. Why Zonky, welcome. You came just on time. Just in time. I about to run a type test. We have a prediction period. Couldn't get used to using it. Like I mean, for me, it's like Alt's in the same position, but it just feels more stabby, and also looks funny. But if you're trying to go for that look, like that retro look, OGMK, but maybe some other DCS sets. I don't know how many other DCS sets. This IBM Model M AT, this is not even DCS itself. But I guess they had the tooling for this specifically. Also, it made me nestle my thumb into the dip and press it from. Oh, okay. So that's it was sort of a a problem of positioning. Like, I mean, me, it was just like I feel it right there in the middle. But yeah. Okay, goal is 138 words per minute. Here's the board. Cloud9 MX build, aluminum plate. I have an extra one for sale if anyone needs an extra aluminum plate. What else? You've got cherry housings with oolong stems. Cherry silver housings with oolong stems. And Sprit Slow 5 68-gram springs. And then on top of it, we have a DCS Red Alert, most recently run by Lamb. All right, goal's 138. Let's do this. Oh, whew. It sounds really nice, right? OTYTY, welcome back. I'm a fan. Yeah, no, this sounds really good. Yeah, I might consider VMX is actually a winner. I think this sounds better than the EC build, honestly. I think EC is just another fun way to build this board and boards in general. But I actually think this actually sounds nicer than the EC build for what it is. Let's do a couple more silent tests and then music test after. Oh, shit, I didn't update that build command. Give me 1 second. Okay, that should now be up to date. Okay, and then last one. Oh, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did switch out this lens today. There we go. Gawk, welcome. You came right here on time for these type tests. I like it. This is a good board. Yeah, I like this MX build more. Okay, let's see if we can get a print. Okay, let's see. I already do a cloudnine print? Probably, right? Let's take a look. Hobby info. No, I didn't. All right, let's see if we can find the cloudnine. Oh, there's like some issues with the cloudnine print. There's a few issues, actually. Oh, this is not a good mix. Do you happen to know stem length? I don't know. Let's see. $13.45 millimeter. I don't know. That's what this says here. And switch oddities. Yeah, I don't know if I have very many good pictures of the Cloud9. Because there's like this weird banding on it. You could kind of see it on the site. So when you look real far away from it, like, I don't know, there's like, it seems like there's some weird banding. But let's do the print anyways. Yeah, also the way that it kind of rendered these sort of like colored legends on because this is dual shot, like on film, is a little weird. Let's just not do it. Why would we put ourselves through this? Okay, so let's do this S60 V2 PC. I've done an S60 V2 copper print before, but never this one. There's like this weird, I think this kind of suffers from sort of the same issue where there's like this weird blueness to it. Especially like right here. That cleans it up a little bit. Oh, there we go. I wonder if that same thing could be applied here. Kind of. Yeah, whatever. We're still doing this one. Okay. Let's handle it. So you have to choose who you raid. So here are the selections. If you'd like, I can look up or try to look up what you may have already won. You have gotten the Middle Finger Meowth and the Gundam Girl, and I think one more that I have to go back to the VOD and figure out. Parappa? Okay, we'll do the Parappa Frog. Hey. Okay. Alright, and it looks like we're going to be raiding Rumi. Sick. Okie doke. Let's do this. Alright. Oh, I gotta punch in all the commands. You already know them. Buy my merch and follow Watagaki. So again, next week I'll be back Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and then after next week I'm gonna go back to 2 streams a week. So, okay. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Good night.